My name is Beth Avis, and for my therapy activity, I created a board game called Talk in Circles. Here is the board for the board game. To make this, I used the graph paper poster board from Walmart or Kroger or Hobby Lobby, and I cut it in half to make kind of a game board size. And I used a template from Google Images to find a board game template, and I kind of copied it over onto this board. I used a circular template, and basically they'll move the pieces around like this while they're playing the board game, so it goes in circles until they make it to the finish. I use Sharpies to draw the board game onto the poster board, and other materials that you'll need to play the game are dice, which you can find at Walmart or online, and I'll also provide a template if you would rather just make your own for free. And then you'll also need, let's see, depending on how many players you have, you'll need game pieces. So I just have 4 game pieces from the game Sorry that I already had, but I'll also provide a link if you don't have any game pieces laying around to buy some game pieces from Amazon. And okay, so now I'll explain how to play the game. Basically, it just works like a regular board game. The child will roll the dice, and they'll, first of all, we have game cards as well, and there's 4 spots to put game cards: right here, here, and here. And the kids can each have their own pile of cards laying, and so you can be working on more than one thing if you have group therapy that you're working with. But the game cards kind of look like this. So that's the back, and then when they flip it over, it'll have a word or a picture on it. So they'll start by rolling the dice and picking up a card. They'll answer the question on their card, and then they will move their game piece, whatever number the dice falls on. And the winner is the first person to make it to that pink circle in the middle, which you have to go all the way around the board 3 or 4 times to get there. So it should take a little bit of time if you have a few people playing. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about different picture and word cards that you can use for this game for 2 different grades, kindergarten and 3rd grade, and for phonology, pragmatics, syntax, semantics, and morphology for both grades. Starting off for kindergarten, you may be working on the F sound in words. So 2 examples of these that I made. I made about 6 examples for each category in each grade. So I have 10 total sets of example cards, but you can kind of make your own. I provided templates in the files as well, so you can kind of make your own depending on what grade and level you're working on and what type of activity you need. But these are just examples. So for kindergarten, you might say the picture on your card has your special sound and its name. What is the name of the picture on the card? And here are 2 examples. Feet, and there's a picture and a word because their reading level might not be up to whatever your words are. If your words are a little more complicated. And fork is the second one. Then for 3rd grade, you can say pretty much the same thing but make it a little more complicated. So the picture on your card has your sound and its name. What is the picture on your card? And you can also ask, is your sound at the beginning or the end of the word? So a 3rd grader may be working on the R sound, so deer and ring. And then I also provided pictures on those cards too. So next we have pragmatics. And for kindergarten and pragmatics, you may be working on feelings. So for these cards, I'll just show you 2 examples for each one. It just has a picture of a real person, not a cartoon or a drawing or anything. So sad or sleepy. And they would just say, you could say, how does the person in the picture feel? And they would answer with just one word. And then for third grade, you can kind of have them complete a sentence. The person in the picture feels blank, and I would feel this way when, so for example, here's this picture card. So she feels sad. I might feel sad if, and then have them answer. Here's another. Happy, angry. Okay, move on to syntax. So for kindergarten syntax, they may be working on regular past tense, so adding ed onto the end of the word. So you may say for instructions for a kindergartner, look at the picture of the activity that's happening on your card. If the person did this yesterday, what did they do? So here's an example. There's a picture of people talking, so you could say the kindergartner could answer, they talked. And then here's another. This one will be studied. For third grade, you would kind of step it up a little bit, and there will be more than just the ed. It will be more complex past tense, and I also have them finish the sentence. So for an example for third grade, you just say finish the sentence on your card, and this one will be yesterday she read her book, or yesterday he watched a movie. For semantics, for kindergarten, I would say each of the pictures on your card has a word that means the opposite, and ask them to tell you what the opposite of the picture on the card is. So, for example, this is a pillow, so it's soft, so the answer will be hard. And then another is, this cat is asleep, so the answer will be awake. So working on opposites with kindergartners. And for third grade, it gets a little more complex. So you could work on antonyms. And you may say to a third grader, antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. Each of the words on your cards has an antonym. And then have them name the antonym of the word on their card. So on this card, it says sad, so the antonym will be happy. And on the second example, late, and the answer will be early. Okay, last we have morphology. For kindergartner, they may be working on adding an S for plural words. And so I have 2 pictures on each card for kindergartners, and an SLP could say there are 2 pictures on each card. What does the picture on this side say? What is the picture on this side? What is the name of it? And then what is the picture on the other side? So, for example, this will be cat, and this side would be cats, because there are 2 of them. And then a second example, ring and rings. Third graders may be working on prefixes and suffixes. So the instructions might be something like, read the sentence on your card out loud and add the correct prefix or suffix into the blank in the sentence that needs it. So this sentence says, the kids were blank happy when their soccer game was canceled. So the answer would be unhappy. And this one says, the brown dog was small blank than the black dog, so smaller. And those are some examples of different things you could do for different grade levels and different categories of PPSSM in your board game. Thank you.